It should go without saying that the greatest gift that I give is the gift of me. Hey, welcome back to Frank's Modelworks. I'm Frank. So, we're doing another holiday-themed model cars and coffee. And this week, what I'd like to talk to you about, last week I talked to you about receiving models as presents. And that was actually received very well. You know, people got to get into their sentimentality mode and relive some of the gifts that they received over the years for Christmas, and it was actually it was pretty gratifying. I really enjoyed reading everybody's comments. I appreciate it if you did share. This week I want to talk about giving models as gifts. Not just kits, but your finished models. Now, I might have mentioned this, or you might be new to the channel. I mentioned it before, but you might be new to the channel. I have like featured builds of the model cars that I build. You should know that most of those I don't have anymore. I give them away. Or I build them specifically for people and give them to them. It's a part of the hobby that I really enjoy, because once I build something and the newness of it is over for me, then like it's just gonna sit in my display case and it's gonna collect dust. And you know, I do take them out and dust them off, and you know, like I'll relive building them and stuff like that, and the enjoyment that I had in building them. But if the opportunity presents itself to give them to somebody, then that's what I'm going to do. So what I wanted to do in this episode is show you some of the stuff I've given away over the years. As far as kits go, I've given kits as gifts, but mostly to other modelers. If they needed a model, you know, if they were looking for something, I just, you know, send it to them. So I'm not going to count that kind of stuff, but the finished models that I've built, that I've given as gifts, I'm going to show you those now. So, you know, it's just sharing. It's caring. All right, hold on. I don't know if you noticed, but there was some planes and some armor in there. I not only build model cars, I also build planes, tanks. I've painted figures. The only thing I've never done is build a model ship. I'd like to change that one day. Let me know in the comments, first and foremost, if you've ever given your models away as presents. Now, these weren't necessarily given away as Christmas presents. In some cases, it was just an on-the-spot kind of thing where, here, take this. Most of the planes that you saw that were 1/48 scale, like World War II planes, those were on display at a museum. And the gentleman who was the president of my club was retiring and moving out of state, and he had the keys to the display cases. So I didn't know what the disposition of those models would be going forward, and I didn't necessarily, like, I definitely trusted the person who had the keys but was retiring because he's a friend of mine, but I didn't know where those keys were going to wind up. And it was probably best because it was the last meeting of the club that we belonged to, and you know, the club basically broke up after that meeting. So at that meeting, we opened up the display cases and I gave away pretty much every one of those 1/48 scale planes that you see. So it's actually a very gratifying feeling to give away your work, because you're giving away a part of yourself. Not just the physical object that you're handing to them. You know, kits are kind of expensive, so there's that, but there's also the time investment. So you're actually saying a lot to somebody when you're giving them a model, saying, I want you to have this. You know, it's a really nice way to express your gratitude for having, even if it's a stranger. You never know the difference that you can make in somebody's life just by giving them a gift and letting them know, hey, thinking about you. I see this makes you happy. It's all yours. Enjoy. So if you've had that experience, let me know about it down in the comments. If you have yet to do that, even if you think that your models aren't good enough to give away, they certainly are, because of what I just said. That's a time investment on your part. And what you're really saying to that person is that you're thinking about them, and you think that this is something that'll make them happy. And I guarantee you, it will. And your models are a lot better than you think they are. So, with that, as always, I want to thank Paul from Left Coast Model Car Builds for this idea. Model cars and coffee is a very important aspect of getting our hobby out there to people. The more we generate content as content creators, is why a lot of YouTube channels do this. The more content that we put out there, the more that the algorithm feeds our content to the greater YouTube population. And like I said last week, it invites people back to the hobby if they participated. And it also invites people who may have never participated in the hobby, or whatever the case may be. So we want people to know you're welcome in this hobby. We would like you either to come back or to join us to begin with. I'm not getting any younger, and you know, it's a little heartening to hear and to see when I go to events that this mug is among the younger. I look at my demographics, but you know what? I'm going to go into that in another video. So place a bookmark there. Suffice it to say, thanks again, Paul, from Left Coast Model Car Builds, for this idea. And as always, I got Frizzo's back. I appreciate your support. I wish you and your family a very happy and healthy holiday season, and all the best in health and happiness for the new year. And until we speak again, my friends, take care of yourselves and be well.